Why radiance comes from within, and how to cultivate it. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, that person staring back doesn't quite feel like me anymore? The lines are deeper. The eyes a little dimmer. The energy, not quite what it used to be. But then, have you ever met someone who, despite their gray hair or slower steps, absolutely glows? Their presence lights up a room. Their smile makes you feel safe. Their energy feels young. That, right there, that's radiance. And it has very little to do with skin cream or makeup. You see, true radiance, the kind that lasts, that touches hearts, doesn't come from outside. It comes from within. And the beautiful thing is, it's never too late to rediscover it. Today, we're going to talk heart to heart about what that inner glow really is. Not just in a poetic, fluffy way, but in real, everyday terms. What drains it? What sparks it? And more importantly, how you, yes you, can cultivate it, no matter your age. Because at 60, 70, 80, or beyond, your story isn't finished. Your light isn't fading. It's waiting to be rekindled. So let's begin right where it all starts, with how you speak to yourself. We all have a voice inside. For some of us, it's gentle and kind, like a wise old friend. But for many, especially as we get older, that voice gets sharp. Critical. It says things like, "I'm too old to try this. I look terrible. No one cares what I think anymore." And those little thoughts? They chip away at your light. Slowly, quietly, they dim your spark. But here's the truth most people forget. You are always listening to yourself. So if that voice becomes your biggest bully, how can you possibly shine? What if, starting today, you changed just one thing? Instead of waking up and sighing at the reflection in the mirror, you looked at yourself and said, "Good morning. I'm proud of you for showing up again. You've made it this far, and that matters. Today, I'm going to speak to you like someone I love." Sound silly? Maybe. But speak like that to yourself for a week, and something incredible happens. Your shoulders lift. Your face softens. And that glow people talk about? It starts to peek through. Now, once you begin changing how you talk to yourself, you'll naturally start changing what you feed your spirit. And I'm not just talking about food. I mean the mental and emotional meals we give ourselves every day. Let me ask you this. What's the first thing you see when you wake up in the morning? The news? The aches in your joints? The never-ending list of worries? Because whatever you consume first becomes the lens through which you see the whole day. If you feed your heart fear, frustration, and regret, you will carry that with you everywhere. But what if, before anything else, you started your morning with a little gratitude? Just 5 minutes. Eyes barely open. You think about 3 things you're thankful for. Maybe it's, "I'm breathing. My grandchild called yesterday. I still have time to get it right." It doesn't have to be grand. It just has to be real. You see, gratitude softens the heart. And when the heart softens, the face follows. The voice follows. Suddenly, your presence becomes warmer. More magnetic. That's radiance. And it costs nothing. Now, once you've started nourishing your inner world with kindness and gratitude, there's another powerful tool that takes that glow and amplifies it. Movement. Not exercise. Not gym memberships or intense routines. Just movement with love. Our bodies were made to move. And when we stop moving, energy stops flowing. Think about it. A river that flows is alive. Clear. Vibrant. But a river that gets blocked? It gets murky. It smells. It stagnates. The same thing happens to us. You don't need to do anything dramatic. Even something as simple as putting on your favorite music and swaying in the kitchen. Stretching your arms out while breathing deeply. Taking a gentle walk as you notice the flowers blooming in spring. These small acts stir the energy inside you. They remind your body that you're still here, that you're still choosing life. And people feel that. They won't know what it is exactly, but they'll feel drawn to you. Because something in you is alive. Moving. Not just your body, but your spirit. And when your spirit moves, it lights everything around it. So if you've been feeling dull lately, like the world has gotten quieter, like people overlook you, or the mirror no longer reflects who you really are, please remember this. You're not fading. You're becoming. You just need to clear away the dust life has thrown on your light. And it starts with how you treat yourself. The way you speak. The thoughts you feed. The love you give to your body, not for how it looks, but for what it does. Let's keep going, because there's more to this glow than meets the eye. And once you begin to feel it, you'll never want to live any other way again. You see, once you begin treating yourself with gentleness, feeding your heart with gratitude, and moving your body with love, something subtle starts to shift. It's like watching the first morning rays filter through a dusty window. At first, it's faint. But day by day, the light gets stronger, clearer, warmer. And that's when you're ready for the next part of this journey, connection. Now I know, this one's tricky. Because the older we get, the more people drift. Friends pass. Kids get busy. The phone rings less often. But here's the surprising truth. Radiance thrives in connection, not just with others, but with life itself. You don't need a big group of friends or a calendar full of events. What you need is meaningful interaction. The kind that nourishes your soul, not just fills your time. Have you ever had a chat with someone at the grocery store that left you smiling for hours? Or maybe you shared a laugh with a neighbor over the fence, and suddenly your whole day felt lighter. That's the magic of presence. It's not about how many people are around you, it's about how deeply you connect with the moment you're in. So maybe today, you make eye contact with the cashier and ask how her day's going. Or you call that old friend you've been meaning to reach out to, not because you should, but because your heart says, why not now? And if people aren't around? Nature is. Open your window. Watch the clouds. Talk to the trees if you have to, who cares? What matters is that you stay engaged. That you keep reaching out. Because radiance fades when we shrink into ourselves. But when you open up, when you look out instead of in, your energy expands. It's like a light that spills beyond the edges of your skin. People feel it. They may not be able to name it, but they'll notice. Now, as your connection to the world deepens, there's one more piece that quietly unlocks your inner glow. It's not flashy. Not glamorous. But it might be the most powerful tool of all, purpose. You see, many people believe that purpose is something only the young get to chase. That after a certain age, your main role is to rest. To be quiet. Invisible. But let me tell you something, and I hope it lands deep. You are not done. As long as your heart is beating, you still have something to offer. And your radiance? It burns brighter when it's used. Purpose doesn't have to mean starting a business or writing a book. It can be as simple as growing tomatoes in your backyard and giving some to a neighbor who lives alone. It can be knitting blankets for babies you'll never meet. It can be writing letters to your grandkids so they always remember your voice. Purpose is any act, big or small, that reminds you, I am here for a reason. When you live with purpose, even your wrinkles start to smile. Your posture lifts. Your days feel lighter. Because suddenly, you're not just passing time. You're contributing. And contribution, at its core, is what makes a human being shine. Now, none of this happens overnight. You won't wake up tomorrow glowing like a lighthouse. But here's the quiet miracle. Each small act builds upon the next. Speak kindly to yourself, and you'll start to believe in your worth again. Move your body, and you'll feel more alive. Connect with others, even in small ways, and your spirit will soften. And when you find even a sliver of purpose, your inner flame, it'll roar. And suddenly, people will say, There's something about you. I love being around you. You look so peaceful. That's not makeup. That's not luck. That's the radiance of a soul that has come home to itself. So if today feels dull, if your light feels buried under years of heartbreak, stress, or silence, please remember, the glow never left you. It's just been waiting. Waiting for you to remember who you are. And once you do, you won't just light up the room. You'll light the way for others who forgot they had a spark, too. When your light begins to shine again, even just a little, something beautiful starts to happen. You begin to feel like yourself. Not the version others expect. Not the one defined by age, or labels, or limitations. But you, the real, untamed, quietly powerful you who may have been tucked away under the weight of the years. And that's when the final piece of this glow reveals itself, peace. Not the kind that comes from everything being perfect, because let's be honest, perfection's a myth. But peace that comes from accepting what is, without letting it define your joy. It's waking up and realizing that your value doesn't decrease just because your pace has slowed. It's being able to sit alone, in silence, and still feel full. It's looking at your hands, seeing the veins, the stories, the years carved into your skin, and thinking, these hands have built a life. And I'm proud of that. This kind of peace doesn't show up loudly. It doesn't beg for attention. But it radiates in the way you walk, the way you listen, the way you show up without needing to prove anything to anyone anymore. And isn't that the goal we all secretly had when we were younger? To just be enough? Well, here's the beautiful irony. That place of peace, the one we spent decades chasing, it often finds us only after we've let go of trying to impress, trying to keep up, trying to be someone else. It finds us when we return to ourselves. Now, I won't pretend every day will feel radiant. Some days will feel heavy. You'll look in the mirror and see tired eyes. You'll miss people. You'll feel forgotten. And on those days, I want you to remember this. Even the moon doesn't shine every night. But it's still there with constant, steady, waiting to glow again. So be gentle with yourself. Let quiet days come and go. But never let them make you believe your light is gone. Because radiance isn't always fireworks. Sometimes, it's the flicker of hope that refuses to go out. Sometimes, it's the way your presence calms a room. Sometimes, it's the story in your eyes, the one that says, I've lived. I've lost. I've loved. And I'm still here. You don't need to be young to be beautiful. You don't need smooth skin or fast legs or perfect teeth to shine. You just need to show up with a kind heart, an open spirit, and a willingness to keep growing. And when you do, that's when true radiance finds you. It lives in your laugh lines, in the way you listen without rushing, in the quiet confidence of someone who no longer seeks the spotlight because you've become the light. So today, and every day, I invite you to remember, radiance comes from within. It's not something you chase. It's something you choose. Choose to love yourself exactly as you are. Choose to move your body with joy, not punishment. Choose to speak to yourself like someone worth loving. Choose connection over isolation, purpose over passivity, peace over perfection. And slowly, beautifully, you'll begin to glow in a way that no clock can erase. If this message touched your heart, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts or your story in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going, because every time we open up, we give someone else permission to do the same. And if you found even a spark of hope here today, go ahead and like this video. It helps more people like you find this message. And don't forget to subscribe. We've got more uplifting, practical content made just for you. But more than anything, I want you to walk away with this. You are not invisible. You are not too late. You are not too old. You are becoming. And your glow, it's just getting started. Here's to living with light, with love, and with pride, at any age. You've earned it.